Can we beat Chimps mode using only Alchemists? Let's see if we can make this thing happen. I think it's actually possible, and I actually started recording this video on Monkey Meadow, and that is when I realized that this is going to be a very fun run, but at the same time, you can't even do this on all of the maps. I tried this on Monkey Meadow, and like a single Alchemist doesn't even beat like the second round, or well, when did I get stuck? I think I got stuck on like round 8 or something like that, but that's when I realized you have to pick the map for this specific thingy. I mean, take a look at this thing. It's round 8, and is this Alchemist even going to be able to beat these guys? I mean, I have him on strong. Let's see how he's going to do. So, that's going to be a green. Yeah, he's going to attack the green, but these guys are going to leak. Oh my god, we can't even start this thing. Okay, maybe we do some micro shenanigans. So, for example, maybe I can switch him to first or something like that. So, maybe, because these are the red balloons that leaked, right? Are like 2 reds from this group. So, maybe I switch it to first now and then go back to strong and then kind of, yeah, there we go. So we took care of all of them, and now it's only the green balloons. But the thing with the greens is that it attacks them, it does 1 damage, and then the DPS takes care of everything. So as long as we just hit all of the green balloons, we should be fine, and that is hopefully going to allow us to buy a second Alchemist, which, yeah, there we go, very good. I mean, maybe one of these guys goes on last or something like that. What is happening? Like, these 2 Alchemists, they cannot even beat like the first rounds. Let's go on last, let's go on first with this one. This guy is on strong. Let me just check the targeting on them. Oh my god, this is like even round 9. What is happening? We can't even start the game, guys. And imagine what we have to go through to beat this entire thing. It's going to be abilities, and it's just going to be mainly an ability-based run, I feel like, because we're going to be using the Transforming Tonic, but we also have to take care of how we're upgrading stuff. It's going to be super fun, but I brought Etienne as the hero for a very specific reason, and that's because, well, these guys cannot pop camo balloons in any way. They don't even have hidden camo, but the thing is, the first camo balloon is around 20. Oh, someone going to snipe that? Like, there's a yellow balloon here, guys. Oh my god, they both didn't see it. Now they saw it. What happened? They're both on strong this entire time, and they didn't see it the first time. I don't know what happened. I just restarted the round, and it seemed to have worked. Okay, I'm gonna take that. And as I was saying, the reason why I brought Eti is because the first camo balloon appears on round 24, and the problem is that the total amount of money that you make from rounds 6 through 23 is $5,059, if I remember correctly, and the total cost for a village, just like a 020 village, and that's it, is 3,725, which means that you only have 1.3k to basically get up to round 23 so that you can afford a village. So let me buy the stronger asset and the faster throwing on at least one of these guys, maybe even both actually. Maybe, yeah, I should probably do it with both, because I think that we're gonna need at least 2 transforming tonics for the mid game just to kind of survive up to the total transformation. So the way I want to do this is to buy a couple of transforming tonics, hopefully only 2, and then using those 2 transforming tonics, I want to save up money for a total transformation. Then we're gonna get our, wait, is this gonna be fine? Yeah, it's gonna be fine. Then we're gonna get our army of small alchemists so that we can transform them. And then eventually we're going to go into the BMA. Now that order of purchase is very important because the BMA loses you money. Well, actually, it's actually a very it's a very sabotagey tower because it does very well for you. Let me just use the ability, by the way. And it does very well for you in terms of, you know, just making all of this RB disappear, especially in the late game runs. And did I mess up by using the ability? I hope not. I don't think that this is going to be possible. Actually, let me do some shenanigans. So for example, let's have this guy on strong, let's have this one on first, and let's see what's going to be happening. So we do have some zebras, and I think that that's the problem. So these balloons are starting to get a lot tougher now. And how many? We have only 1 drone, so it's going to be level 7 when we get the second one. And so I really wouldn't want to be buying these guys, and I hope that this is going to be enough this time. I mean, those guys are regrowing. DPS? DPS, come on. No way, they regrew the last second. Let me give a different targeting to both of these guys, because if they're both on strong, they're targeting the same balloon, and the effect doesn't stack. So let's have this one on last, this one on strong. I bought one more as well here at the bottom. This one's gonna be on first, and this is looking like it's the best run. Yeah, there we go. We finally get this. Okay, so we got the second drone from Eti, and now this is a very important time because we need these rainbows to get coded, so we get the DPS effect onto the zebras and just reduce them as much as possible. But I also do want to save the ability for the next one. So let's see if we can make that thing happen. I mean, it's not looking good, I'm gonna be honest. No, it's absolutely not looking good. I don't know how this thing is looking. I mean, these are all targeting hopefully a different balloon so that we get the DPS on as many balloons as possible, and the drones are kind of clearing out, but I don't know, it's very close, especially with these. Oh my god, look at this guy at the back. Yes, he popped. Okay, so let's get the transforming tonic, and I think that we have to use either the tonic or the drones for Please, someone take care of the yellow balloon. Yes, thank you. We're gonna have to use one of them for this round. I think I'm gonna use the tonic, actually. Let's clean everything out, because we're gonna have a bunch of rainbows incoming as well. It's going to last a little bit into this round, and then I'm gonna use the drones just in case. Yeah, I disappeared. Yeah, it was a good idea to use the drones. There we go. And I think that this is going to clean up. And finally, okay, we got past the first mob. It took me like 25 minutes, but that's what these alchemists are. I guess these alchemists are just not good at popping balloons, guys. That's all I have to say. So but now we have the abilities, and that's very important, because in these next rounds we can actually maneuver. We have a lot of room to play, and I think that these next rounds are going to become a lot easier than these previous ones were, actually. So let's use the drones for this one. Hopefully they're going to carry over to the next round, and if they don't, well, that's a problem if they don't. Yeah, that's a little bit of an issue. I mean, the transforming tonic is about to come off cooldown, so as long as they survive... I'm spamming the button, please. Yes, we got it. That's very good. We need the second one ASAP. We're probably going to need 3 of them, actually. I think I'm just going to try and hold off with 2. But man, this is just... these guys are just so weak, and it's like they don't even... because it's all going to be on Eti. I'm actually super glad that I brought Eti for this run, because this is just unbelievably bad. So let's use the... yeah, I think that this is manageable with 2 transforming tonics, actually. I mean, as long as we just juggle between them evenly, and then maybe we get some downtime. Maybe the drones kind of pick up. Maybe we save a little bit of time, but not having to use any one of them. I think we just have to blast on this one, actually. So let's do that. So I waited a little bit to use this ability, because I wanted to get this Alchemist onto the... How long into 55 is this ability gonna last? I think it's gonna last for... no, this is wave number 3. That wasn't gonna last the full thing, I don't think. So let's just wait a little bit and then use it for the Moab as well, this ability. And then maybe it's gonna take care of these rainbows. It's gonna be rainbows plus a single Moab. Okay, so we now have the UCAV. This makes me feel so good. You guys have no idea. Just having buttons to click, it makes me feel so much safer. But do we use an ability now? I think we do. And it's gonna carry over to the next one. Next one is gonna be 2 Moabs and then a bunch of balloons beneath them, and then 1 more round of 2 Moabs, like that. So if this single ability, yes, it barely lasted to pop these guys. That's very good. And now hopefully we don't have to use anything. Okay, so let me wait as much as possible before using the ability, and hopefully it carries over to round 60, because I want to save it a little bit. So it's gonna carry over, but the BFB is a little bit too slow. So we're gonna have to use the second one as well, I think. Yep, there we go. Okay, so do we drone this or do we transforming tonic this? Let's actually wait. Let's wait for this cooldown to kind of come off a little bit, and then I'm gonna use the I'm gonna wait as much as possible, actually. Is that a good idea? Let's use it now. And let's see. We are gonna get the second cooldown, right, for 61, because this one is gonna disappear. The other one, yeah, there we go. That was very good. And now I think we just straight up drone this, right? I mean, maybe we want to get some small alchemists, just because their initial attack can go through, can pop the purple layer, but the transformed one doesn't. And I also want to save the UCAV, because if we don't save the UCAV, we're gonna have some huge issues. Oh my god, wait, what's the plan for this one, actually? Unless we want to use the UCAV, how do we even deal with these guys? I mean, I can probably do this, actually, for the one at the back. I think we cleared out all of the purples. Oh my god, I'm gonna use the transforming tonic. Is this gonna be enough? Please tell me it is. I know that I bought this guy here at the back. I'm absolutely taking that. I don't even care. That was a huge wave of purples, and I'm just so glad we got it done. Okay, so that was wave 1, which tells us that the transforming tonic can beat an entire wave by itself. So I wanted to save the UCV exactly for this reason, because I wanted to use it for one of the waves on 63. And then is it gonna stay for the oh, it's not. It barely ran out, but okay, so that's fine. We're gonna have to use the second one. I'm so glad that we're just juggling these abilities so well that we're probably going to make it to a total transformation without buying an additional one. I mean, this is the guy that we have to buy, so that he did 4 damage. That's he only has 4 pops. But trust me, those 4 pops are the ones that saved us the game. And I'm super happy that I bought this thing. And then we should be able to get the money. I already used... oh my god, this round lasts a lifetime. I only used 1 transforming tonic, and I have to use the second one. But the good news is that we're going to have the total transformation now. So the question is, which one becomes the total transformation? I think this one, right? Because he's in a prime spot. Or maybe the guy at the bottom. But we're going to have to upgrade this one. I was thinking of having this one just as... yeah, no, let's make this one at the bottom, the total transformation. And now we need to surround this guy with 5 other alchemists. And now the thing is, this alchemist is also going to get transformed, but he's way too far. So let me just use it, by the way. Yeah, you guys see this? So if I use the ability, this one gets transformed, because the way that it transforms is just by proximity. So if you're close to this guy and the closest one are going to get transformed, this is the closest one. So we actually need to buy a couple more small alchemists actually 4 more so that this one doesn't get transformed. Where do we want to have them? So this placement has to be a little strategic, I think. So we have one here, one over here, and then where do the other ones go? I mean, maybe one over here. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we need to place one more. Oh, is this fine? I mean, UCAV. I was kind of paying attention to these Alchemists, so I didn't catch those balloons, but yeah, there we go. More balloons? Let's transform. Oh my god, the total transformation. So if I had bought the 5th Alchemist, we wouldn't have been able to transform this guy and we would have lost right there. Okay. Which, actually, let me just use the ability, by the way. Look at that. This ability is so strong. And we are, I don't think we're sleeping on this, but this is, if you guys haven't tried this, you should definitely try the total transformation. It's a bonkers ability. This is a lot of damage. You also have to kind of play around the cooldown and time it and, you know, stuff like that. And it doesn't last a long time. So it's in the category of, I think, the PMFC in the way that people regard this in general, but it's a super strong ability. So let's not pop these guys. Let's wait for the total transformation. And then I think if we can get away by popping this whole thing with the... I don't think we can. Now, there's a lot of BFBs beneath that. And look at this huge wave of BFBs that is just going to disappear thanks to the total transformation. That's amazing. So now what we have to do is well, all of these guys, these 5 guys right here, they are busy. They're taken. They are the total transformation ones. And this one is the transforming tonic, and this one cannot be transformed by the total transformation. So that means that we have to buy a new one, which is going to become the BMA. So where do we want to have them? I mean, I think the placement matters because the potion always gets targeted to strong, the golden potion. So I think that this is just gonna be fine. So what's the ability that we want to use? I mean, let's use this one first, so it comes off cooldown a little bit faster. I think that if we want to, we're gonna have it for the next one, but I do want to save the UCV because it's gonna be a huge wave of purples again. So let me just, this is 43,000 by the way. We don't need any cross bets on this thing because it doesn't work on the bottom pad. So maybe, what do we want to do? I mean, honestly, maybe just like get the melee cross pad for absolutely no reason. Maybe like this thing because it does a little bit of extra damage to mob class balloons instead of strong. So what do we do? I mean, do we do the transforming? I think we just let these guys do a little bit of damage actually. Let's just have them pop. We can drone it actually. So the drones just came off cooldown. So let's drone plus total transformation as soon as this thing pops, and I think that's gonna be fine. This thing is not popping. What's happening? Come on, guys. I'm gonna need you to pop. That was a full drone ability, and this ZOMG is still not popping. One more UCAV, I guess? Oh my god, am I gonna have to use the total transformation of these? I hope not. I think I will actually. What? We're barely dealing with the ZOMG. These guys suck in dealing damage, man. This Alchemist, I'm so glad I did this actually, because this is genuinely like a tower that sucks at doing damage. So you're kind of making it do damage, but it's not supposed to be doing that. It doesn't want to do damage. Okay, let's use the UCAV now because both of the transforming abilities are on cooldown, and hopefully that's enough. I mean, a bunch of mobs. What's the ability that we want to use for these guys? Maybe like just drone it honestly and just hope that the drones are going to be enough. Yeah, they're not going to be enough, but I think I have to blast. Yeah, let's blast. And then as soon as we get the BMA, I think that every single penny that we get is just going to get spent onto a 041 total transfer, not total transformations, but the transforming tonics. I think that's the correct choice actually, because these guys do a lot of damage. Let me just blast, by the way. They're very nice, and also the top tier Alchemist does not buff any other Alchemist, so there's no point in buying the top tier in general. But we are getting close. Okay, so we're gonna have 2 ZOMGs, and I think that by the time that we reach 87, we should be able to have the BMA, right? Okay, so let's use it now. Let's blast onto all of these guys, and then I think that this is gonna be enough. Is the whole ability gonna be enough actually? Oh, these guys are kind of, I don't want to say they're struggling, but they're kind of struggling. And so here's something that I kind of thought would be a good idea to do. We do have the money for the BMA, but as long as we're surviving without it, I think that we just straight up don't buy it, because as I think I mentioned, but this is going to basically take money from us because it transforms all these balloons into red balloons, but you don't get any of the cash. So I want to keep it not upgraded to the Bloon Master Alchemist so that we make as much money as possible. And then we just spend the money onto 041, and that's going to be... Oh, look at the backline, by the way. We seem to be leaking. Okay, let me switch the drones to first, actually. And then I think I'm going to use... So we only have to defend this ceramic wave that comes. And I upgraded this guy to the transforming tonic so that hopefully... I'm spamming the ability. Yes. I mean, we survived, but that is just like the worst upgrade that you could have made, honestly. Let me use the other one that we have here at the back. at the front, sorry. No, that's not gonna work. That's absolutely not gonna work. So let me use the total transformation. And I know that we survived this round, but I might have messed things up a little bit. Yes, I absolutely did. Okay, so we just experienced a huge setback. We had the money for the BMA, and now we are not even close. That's because I wanted to greed out a little bit, and now that greed has gotten to me. So I had to buy 2 of these guys because I messed up the ability cooldowns. And this is just a run that's gone from bad to worse, I'm gonna be honest. But I still think that we can do it, so I'm actually gonna try. Let's see. Yeah, they barely got it. I still think that we can do it, because these abilities are not like, it's not like a net bad thing that we're buying them. It's just that we're kind of delaying the other stuff that we wanted to get. So again, we have to be very careful with these abilities, but then again, the more that we buy of them, then the safer we're gonna be, I feel like. But I do want to be using these abilities onto specific alchemists, so I think I'm going to be using the abilities by clicking the specific alchemists that I want to use. So let's use this ones as well, and I think the 2 of these guys should be fine. We still have the UCAV and the Jones, and Eti's becoming a lot stronger, so he's level 17, about to be level 18. Jones are going to become a little bit stronger as well. Let me use this one's ability now, so I can use the, let's use the total transformation, and let's see how we're going to do with the cooldowns on the other ones. I think we're going to have them, because there are going to be a lot of deities on the next one. So, but yeah, exactly. But we're gonna have the cooldowns now, so it's not gonna be a mess like the last time. But I think we're gonna need. Let me use 2 of them actually. Let's see what happened. This one's activated. What? I mean, it's still gonna be fine, I think. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna use all of the abilities because I think that everything is gonna come off cooldown for the next one. So let's use the total transformation now, and then hopefully we get everything back for 95, and that's gonna mean that. Let me just see how we're doing. I think we're doing fine. The Jones are going to come off cooldown. Total transformation is, I think. Yeah, I think it is. And then the UCAV, I think the UCAV is going to come off cooldown as well. And then we have 2 of the small ones already ready. So let's see if we made a mistake. I don't think we did, actually. We're also super close to the BMA, by the way. We're missing about $4,000, but we did get all of the abilities back. So that's very good. So let me use the drones, clean out these purples, and now use, am I using the big one? I think I should just probably use the big one, honestly, and see how we do. Oh, the big one is not... Is it enough? Oh my god, I don't know if this thing is enough. Maybe I should use... Yeah, it's enough. It's barely enough. Thank you. Thank god. I mean, some of them survive, so let me use just like the small one here. And that should be... Yeah, that should be fine. Oh my god. And we're missing $5? But we're gonna have it now, so let me finally get the BMA and just get the damage going. This thing is gonna be so helpful, I think. Well, actually, let's just not say how helpful this thing is gonna be, because I know it's gonna be eliminating all these ZOMGs, but at the same time, there's nothing dealing with the small balloons. So maybe let me just use this guy's ability and then use this guy's. Yeah, we just need some small balloon DPS, and I think that maybe if we could just afford 1 more transforming tonic, I want to have it like here in this location at the back. I think that that's probably the last thing that we have to do. Yeah, so let me just get ready for it. This is round 98, by the way, so what's the plan? I mean, hope the BMA just takes care of a huge chunk of the RBE. And then I think we use the, let's just wait for this entire round to come out. Oh my god, everything bobbed. Yeah, that's not going to be happening. I just used the total transformation. Oh, use this guy's ability. Okay, so here's the thing. Eti is level 19, and actually, I think I'm going to buy this level so that we get the UCAV, at least get some extra damage. And I'm gonna use the total transformation now so we get as much damage as possible out. And I mean, we have the small ones, but I was kind of looking to get the cooldown up for the 45 deities in the next one. So let's try and use as little of these small ones, of these small transforming tonics. So I think that I just used 1. We have this one's ability ready, and I think I'm just gonna use this one. And that should be, yeah, that's fine with round 98. And so round 99, we do have the total transformation ready because we used it early on 98, which was a very, very good thing to do. And now if we use the UCAV, it can actually deal with lead balloons. It can actually deal damage to deities, but it doesn't seem to be necessary. Yes, very good. Okay. Let's use the UCAV now, and then I think finally, I mean, let's just not mess things up with these abilities. So let's save one of them. I'm gonna use the total transformation, and then I want to save at least 2 of these guys. So yeah, so the 2 that we have ready, I'm not gonna touch. I don't think. I just have them just as cleanup for these DDTs, and then I think just patience, right? I mean, do we even have the damage? Let me drone this thing up. Let me use the big one, and hopefully this thing pops. Hopefully, kind of soonish. What are the ones that have the ability? So these 2 have the abilities ready. Okay. So let me use it now. And then, oh, what happened? I think the unstable concoction just blew everything, right, with the UCAV. Unironically, I thought of just concentrating all my towers in the middle, and that I thought that was gonna be enough. But it turns out that actually these two were the MVPs, because they were able to damage the balloons here and then also here towards the back, and that allowed them to gain a... Together, all of them had like 160,000 pops, which is just insane. And let me just check on the BMA, which is 400,000 pops. This is an insane amount of damage, by the way. And then the big one, it's 326, but you also have to count the small ones, which all of them have 100,000 pops. So that is a lot of damage, but that was a really fun run. It was super fun. At the end, only with 250, yeah. That was a really fun run, and I hope you guys enjoyed this, because this was very fun to play, and I will see you guys in the next one.